Hey guys, what it do? It's your boy Supreme Uchiha, the God. I'm back. Sorry, I'm sick as a dog, but I wanted to talk about a philosophical debate or conversation between Bam and Rachel. You know what I'm saying? Look, you guys know I'm a big Rachel fan. Obviously, I'm a big Wangnan fan, and I'm not really the biggest fan of Bam. But I want to talk about the philosophies, right? And the differentiating factors between them, and ultimately who's more excuse me, who's more right. I think it's clear, it's no surprise that Bam is more right with his philosophy, even though they're both somewhat wrong and both very, very selfish in their goals and their viewpoints and their aspirations, right? Now, Rachel, obviously, I feel like I've made a video like this, but I just like talking about Rachel and Bam. But so really, if we think about it, Rachel is like self-centered selfish, right? If that makes sense. Self-centered selfish, where she's willing to step on anybody's toes in order to get what she wants, right? She's willing to betray anybody. She's willing to backstab anybody. She's willing to act. She's willing to lie. She's willing to steal. She's willing to do everything possible in order for her to gain her weight. Why? Because she feels like she's cursed, right? Some people are blessed, and this is reality, right? If you think about it, it's realistic, right? Some people are just born with athletic, gift. Some people are unbelievable at basketball, but they're like 5'5", so they can't make the NBA. You know what I'm saying? It's rare. It's too rare of a thing to happen. So they have all the skills in the world, all the ability, but they're just way too fucking small, so they can just easily get blocked, etc., etc. They may be agile and shit like that, but that's just way too short. They can't dunk. They can't. There's certain things they can't block nobody. So as a result, they can't succeed, right? Even though they have the ability, the innate ability, but they do not have the physical capability, the physical gift, right? It's not something you necessarily choose to be 6'6". It's either happens or it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the intriguing factor here. This is kind of what Rachel believes, that she was cursed, like she's not pretty. It's kind of showcased that she's not really an attractive girl like in Dorsey or whatever, right? And Dorsey is known as beautiful, right? Obviously, all the princesses really are known as beautiful. So she's like, damn, I'm ugly, I'm powerless, and my dream was always to make it into the damn tower. Yet this motherfucker's the one that gets in. You know what I'm saying? So she's like an irregular. You know what I'm saying? Like Bam is an irregular, but like Rachel is like a double irregular because she wasn't supposed to go through that portal. It was supposed to be Bam, but Bam was on top of her, so she fell through, and that was the intriguing part. So she's like, she's a unique being in that case, and also she seems to be fine with Sinsu in terms of like she's not struggling in any floor. And a lot of people think she's super weak and blah 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 blah. But if you notice, there's never been a single chapter where she's like struggling with Shinsu, right? We know that Shibisu struggled, but he struggled heavy. You know what I'm saying? With getting through the barrier. We know that a lot of other people struggle. The higher the floors they get, the harder it is to move. The harder it is to, I'm saying, you have to have crazy sense of resistance in order to make it out there. Obviously, some people are from the 10 family, so they just built different. I'm talking to you, Agnes. You know what I'm saying? Aguero. So that's kind of where we at. It's a really intriguing thing. But then you have Bam. Bam is the kid that was cursed initially, but then blessed by the gods, right? He has a whole motherfucking prophecy, bro. It's like Naruto and Sasuke. These motherfuckers were just born to be elite. They were just born to be the strongest motherfuckers. Like we know Bam is probably gonna rule the tower or gonna be the strongest person in the tower or something like that, right? I would love if he doesn't become that because it's way too predictable, right? Like Naruto becoming the Hokage. Like wouldn't it be lit if I don't know Sasuke ended up becoming Hokage, or both of them died and somebody else became Hokage? You know what I'm saying? It's more intriguing to me to not have the obvious thing that was predicted in episode 1. I'm going to be Hokage, and then 800 episodes later, yeah, he's Hokage. Like, oh well, I'm gonna be King of the Pirate. We know that 10,000 episodes later, he's gonna be King of the Pirate. You know what I'm saying? It's a linear story. Like, what? Not really necessarily linear, but we know that the end goal is gonna be linear. Like, no matter where he goes, he's gonna end up where he initially dreamed of. But I think it'd be amazing. Tower God does have a lot of twists, so I think it'd be amazing if Bam didn't become the king of the tower. I mean, he's not really trying to be the king of the tower, to be fair, but it's intriguing to see what he's going to do. Now, Bam has a different type of selfish, right? And I think it's something he began learning within the tower. He began learning that you have to hurt other people in order to succeed, in order to get what you want, in order to protect the people you care about. But I think, lately he's taking that a step further where he's willing to risk his own friends. And yes, obviously they have the decision to whether to follow him or not. But at the same time, he's okay with risking their lives in order to save his master. Which I still don't, like, I know some people defend it. Fine. I'm not really bothered to argue it. This is not really a video about it. I made a video about that, so that's fine. But yeah, I think Rachel then, in terms of like when it comes to philosophy, her philosophy is simple, bro. If you have something I want to take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I can't take it, I'll remove it from you. Like, that's insane, bro. That's why I fuck with it, bro. Not no cap. And then Bam is like, there's nothing I really want from anybody. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be around my friends. I just want to travel and journey and enjoy the time with my friends. That's all I want. Like, you know what I'm saying? But if you do something to these motherfuckers, I might have to, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to do something to prevent them from succeeding or from going where they want, I might have to pull up and do something to negate you. You know what I'm saying? And yes, it negates you, but I got to do what I can for my ones. That's literally what Bam is, like a ride or die motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? He one of those dudes, like, if you getting shot at, bro, he pulls out the Draco and start blasting back immediately. Like, he ain't asking no questions. Like, oh, they shooting at you? Okay, then blah, da, da. That's Bam, bro. He built, you know what I'm saying? He built like that. And, I kind of fuck with that. I'm not going to lie. I kind of fuck with that. I don't like that he's always repeating that, oh my God, I have to hurt other people in order to, to get what I want. But minus that, I think, his philosophy is pretty fair, bro. I ride for my day ones. Like, that's legit. And then you have like Wang Nan. I don't know if I'm gonna title it with Wang Nan, but Wang Nan then is like, I want to be able to, he wants to be like Bam, but he doesn't have the power. You know what I'm saying? Similar, I feel like if Rachel had power, she probably wouldn't have ended up being such a psychopath, right? She probably would have ended up being more friendly, more, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Because obviously she gotta have a nice bone within her, because she taught Bam everything, but at the same time, allegedly she was forced down into that cave every day type shit. Like, so who put her in that cave and took her out? Like, where is she from? Is she from outside the tower too? Like, oh, she from the outer area of the tower? Like, where the fuck is she from? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much intrigue and questions about them. We know that Bam got taken out of the tower by his mom, and somehow your mom can make your prophecy, and it's true somehow. Is that her powers? I don't know. But Rachel is just like a regular motherfucker, bro, and she just had lofty goals and ambitions, and now she's gaining shit. You know what I'm saying? She's gaining shit. Like, I can't wait to see her new powers, because she got gifted by one of the 10 heads of the 10 family, bro. Like, one of the heads gave her some OP power. I think now she can start growing exponentially. Now, obviously, Bam has the fucking Black Marsh and the black fucking whatever Sinsu bomb thing. He got the whole motherfucking, he got the needle, he got the abyss of power and shit. Like, he got all of these motherfuckers. But we know that we know that Rachel got something else. And we also know that Wang Nan received something. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, really exciting to see what's going to happen. Now, in terms of the philosophical debate between, Rachel and Bam, I really think it's both of the perspectives make sense. Whether you agree with one or the other is completely reason is whatever, is up to you. But I think both of them make sense. One was, felt cursed by the universe, by the gods themselves, and the other one was blessed. Like, everybody fucked with them, they were friendly to him. Like, everybody just fucked with Bam. You know what I'm saying? Rachel was avoiding this motherfucker. Felt like she was robbed of opportunity because she didn't want to experience it with him. She wanted to experience this shit by herself. She's been experiencing a lot with this motherfucker. She wanted something else, but he only knows the experience with her, so he wanted to continue that experience with her, right? And that's kind of the differentiating factors between the why one was the other way. We gotta understand that Rachel protected Bam early and told Dorsey not to hurt him. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like she completely hated him, but I think over time, seeing how she had to hide because she didn't want to know, she didn't want him to know and follow her and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So she was hiding and shit, and so she couldn't really make friends. She couldn't really talk to people like that, and and she knew that Bam was like obsessed with finding her type shit, like so then when she eventually left and shit, and she was like, you know what, Bam, like, you making my experience worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to enjoy my experience. I want to climb the tower and see the skies, the real skies, by my goddamn self. Like, I didn't want you to come here with me. Like, why did you follow me here? This was supposed to be my journey, my tale, my story. You know what I'm saying? And I think the first sign that like pissed her off was when she got there, she got no help. Nobody pulled up and gave her one of the strongest fucking swords in the goddamn tower. You know what I'm saying? She was just told, yeah, yeah, you weak as fuck. Get the fuck out of here. That's it. You know what I'm saying? When he landed, he was given every opportunity, bro. Like, he was given a sword, motherfucking all type of shit, bro. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So she's thinking, like, wait, what? How? Like, they didn't give me no fucking sword. Like they just told me to fucking get through this shit, but he gets a sword. Like, what the fuck is this bullshit, bro? Like, he was gonna lose too. Like what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So if you really think about it, like, you would be pissed too. Like, wait, that's unfair. Like, he gets the fucking princess of the tower pulling up and giving her a fucking OP sword, while I get nothing, and we're expected to be on the same fucking playing field. You know what I'm saying? So that's where Rachel's kind of anger and rage came from. So I don't even know if I can call this like a philosophical debate. It's more like Rachel versus Bam, why they are who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, type shit. I don't know what I'm gonna title this video. We're gonna figure it out. But that's literally why, you know what I'm saying, Rachel is like that. Because then, again, when she's climbing up the tower, like, this motherfucker just, you know what I'm saying, like, getting all the spotlight, all the shine, like, damn, bro, like, the fuck, bro, like, and he's getting all these powers, he's growing exponentially, his Shinsu shit is like amazing. She's like, man, what the fuck, bro? I ain't got nothing, bro. Like, what the fuck? I got nothing, bro. Like, nothing. Like, nothing at all, bro. And the princess fell in love with him. Like, what the fuck? She's like, bro, ain't nobody fell in love with me. Like, what's going on? Like, why do I get, you know what I'm saying? And then in Bam's perspective, it was just like, yo, I just want to find Rachel. Like, all these people look awesome because it was helping me trying to find Rachel. And I'm looking for Rachel, and Rachel is my ones. So, these guys are my ones for helping me find my ones. You know what I'm saying? He had like an innocent approach, an innocent view. Like, he didn't even want to kill the guy with like 4 eyes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was super hesitant. I know in the anime doesn't portray it, but in the manga or webtoon, he was super hesitant and was afraid to do it. Didn't want to hurt nobody. And that's kind of the thing about it. Like, it's super intriguing that, like, Bam then started becoming tougher. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, when Rachel pushed him, bro, he was like, but why? Like, why did she do that, bro? She must have a reason. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, kind of girl Agnes was suspicious. Like, this shit made no fucking sense, bro. Like, how, you know what I'm saying? They was together type shit. Like, how did he? I don't know. This ain't adding up. And obviously, Conor Guerrero, figured that shit out. But Bam was too stubborn, bro. Too in love with the idea of the Rachel she knew. But that Rachel grew to despise him because every day she had to deal with this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? While his love grew more, her hatred for him grew more. That's kind of like, they grew separate ways, in separate ways, despite experiencing similar shit. And this is what happens in real life. Like, if somebody experiences trauma, right? Somebody could end up being the nicest person in the universe because of that trauma. Somebody else could be the biggest asshole in the universe because of same trauma. And this is just the reality of things in general. You know what I'm saying? So it is a beautiful thing, bro. You just gotta say it's a beautiful thing that we have these two phenomenal characters. I think Rachel is slightly superior only because she's very unique. You don't really get hero villains that are this weak. Normally in shonen or whatever, you got the hero trying to catch up to the villain, right? Like, Naruto is trying to get as strong as Sasuke so he can bring him back. Naruto has to get as strong as Pain in order to defeat him. Naruto has to get as strong as Obito and them in order to defeat them as well. Rachel is the villain, and yet she's the one trying to catch up to the hero. She's the one trying to catch up to all. Like, she's not even as strong as the weakest member of the hero squad. Like, that's unheard of. Where the main villain, essentially, right, is weak. You know what I'm saying? And then Bam simultaneously, he's trying to get stronger he's trying to get stronger than the strongest guy in the tower. Like, what? So this guy that's already 10 million miles ahead of you is trying to get stronger than the strongest guy in the tower. And you like a bazillion times weaker than this motherfucker. And your goal is to defeat everybody and see this guy and just do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? The villains, like, Rachel is like the protagonist in a way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? It's really, really interesting. Like, Bam even almost defeated the kid Jahad that was on his way up, even though, it was only a fraction percentage of his strength, as since it was just a mirror. But what the fuck? Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy that the villain, and I think ultimately Rachel is the villain, right? I think she's portrayed as the main villain rather than Jahad. I think Jahad is the typical villain you get, kind of, right? And then Rachel is the actual, the one that's like coming around to become the biggest threat. And it's a really intriguing way to handle it. And even with the heroes, right? Obviously, Bam is the main protagonist, but we have a second main protagonist in Wang Nan. Like, season 2 was Wang Nan's season. Like, all of season 2 was Wang Nan's story. Like, it was his tale. It was what, you know what I'm saying? And then season 3 went back to Bam, but a whole season went to Wagner. Like, and he has his own hero and lofty goals. Like, he has his own hero journey. Huh? You know what I'm saying? Like, the Tower of God isn't like a one character thing. Obviously, Bam is going to be the most pivotal character in the whole tower. He's going to be the one to really shake shit up. And I think that's why the story mainly focuses on him. But he's not the only motherfucker that's going. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not the only thing. Like, he's not the end all be all. He's just the key factor. You know what I'm saying? He's the maestro. But you need the other players around in order for it to happen. It's a really intriguing way to write, bro. And that's why I fuck with Tower of God. I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoy it, even though, sometimes I chat shit about it. Because, if a chapter is shit, a chapter is shit, bro. If I don't enjoy that arc, I'm gonna say it. Even if I get dislikes, whatever, I speak the truth. I speak what I feel regardless. You know what I'm saying? I think you guys know this by now. Some of my videos got hella dislikes, but it is what it is. We only speak facts, baby. But yeah, man, it's been your boy Supreme Uchiha the God. What you guys think about Rachel and Bam? What you guys think about the philosophies? What do you guys think about like the way of like living and shit? You know what I'm saying? Who do you really side with? I know most of you are gonna say Bam, 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 but I'm Team Rachel, baby. It's been your boy Supreme Uchiha the God. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.